Hey y'all, Dale Verts here, Hickbilly Fishing. I do way too much thinking, so I'm gonna do a little thinking in front of y'all. I know not very many people are watching these videos. I get it, cause I'm really a nobody. But I one time thought I was gonna be a somebody. I knew I was gonna be a somebody. So that's what this video here is about. So we'll get right into that in just a second. So the deal is this: I wanted to be a professional bass fisherman from the time I was 13 years old. I remember reading about Ricky Clunn winning the 1977 Bassmasters Classic, and I remember the second it clicked to me, that's what I wanted to do. Whatever. A lot of folks have that dream, more now than ever. And there's two main reasons I didn't attain that with some side stuff. First off, real quick, this is not what this video is about. Lazy. I thought that I could do it on pure skill and guts, courage, whatever, because I was poor. Grew up no money. Still don't have any money. That's not the point of this video. I could teach a lesson though, and you'll hear the pros say you have to have a good financial base, and I never had it. And I screwed up a few things, and I had some evil happen too. But that's another subject I'll probably never talk about. What I will talk about is why I never made it as a pro, at least with the opportunities I could have had. That involved Ranger boats and my intense dislike for them over the years. Loved Forrest and Nina Wood and what they did for the sport. Unbelievable. Great. I met Forrest twice, ate dinner with him once. Great people. But there's a lot of politics and Ranger boats and politics. Now back to what I was trying to do was, and to me to this day, and again my opinion means nothing. Also, forget my opinion for a second. If I say anything in these kind of videos, so I've got a lot of storytelling I think I'm going to do. I got stories about some of my heroes that I fished with, some people I knew in the industry, some things like this, kind of weird off-topic things a lot of people don't know about. If I say anything that's wrong, it's not on purpose. I'm trying to say things as I remember them. I had a stroke a few years back, and it won't be to glorify what I'm trying to do on YouTube. It's the way I remember it, and if I make mistakes, I'm telling you right now, sorry, I didn't do it on purpose. So B.A.S.S, the Bass Angler Sportsman Society, is and always will be the premier tournament fishing organization. None of these others will ever completely take over. They tried, and I think trying was bad for the sport. I think existing and trying to be the best is two different things. You've got room. This National Professional Bass Fishing League, whatever, is a super cool program. It probably would be a neat deal if I ever had the money at my age, whatever. But I never fished an FLW tournament. Redman, yeah, Redman was cool. FLW took over from that. Tried to take over B.A.S.S and probably made a pretty good run at it, but there was room for two organizations. Bottom line is, B.A.S.S was always the premier, the first, and the biggest, and if I could fish any circuit, it'd be the B.A.S.S Opens or the Elites, because I think that's where to be. But why didn't I do that then? Well, it goes back to being poor partially. But here's the deal that you don't know about. It involves Ranger boats, the way I remember this. So I had issues in the 80s, some things I did wrong, some things went against me. But by the time the early 90s rolled around, I was doing it on my own, fishing well. From 92 to, I don't know, 97, I guess, was my best years, although the 80s were good too for winning a lot of little tournaments. So anyway, here's the deal. I wander too much. This weather, it's my boat's not ready to go. The weather's bad. I try not to be negative. It's horrible, ugly March day, so I do a lot of thinking. So sorry I'm wandering. Here's the deal. B.A.S.S Ranger boats and politics. That's what this thing's about. Get back on her, Dale. Wow, I'm a sad sack. Uh, to fish the B.A.S.S Pro Circuit in the 90s, which was the what the opens are now. They were called invitationals, and I think at that time they had the 3 divisions. I live, of course, in the Central Division here in Missouri. So I decided in 1994, or 93, the fall of 93, I decided it was time to get back to it. I was going to have to borrow a boat because my 20-foot Stratus with a 200 on it was too much. You can only have 150 horsepower, but I kind of had that figured out. By the time 94 came around, I was selling boats again full time, so I had a way to get a ride. But anyway, so the fall of 93, I get my stuff together, get my first ever credit card. Still don't have a credit card to this day. Got my first ever credit card, and I tried to enter the 4 invitationals for the Central Division for 1994. I tried. The politics and Ranger boats come into play this way. If you ran a Ranger boat in those years, you had early entry in those tournaments. You had to buy. I think, excuse me, I think, if I remember right, they called in the day before. Is that right? No, I'm pretty sure that was right. And if I'm wrong, whatever, they got first preference to enter these tournaments. The fields were limited to 360 people. Non-boaters, of course, were non-boaters, but everybody in those tournaments were considered pros. You fished against the guy in the boat. And there would be half the boats or more in a B.A.S.S tournament those days would be Rangers. God bless Forrest Wood. It was B.S. I still think it's B.S. But they were the premier presenting sponsor for a lot of years. And the same thing happens to this day, kind of. But this was the way it was. So, you dial up the phone, you get hold of somebody. It's always a nice lady, Alabama. And in 1993, that fall, when I tried to enter, winter, whatever it was, I don't remember. It's one of those, don't matter. All 4 tournaments were already filled by the time I got my phone call in. I tried to call the minute you could get in. They were full. Wow, so B.A.S.S dream shot down. I could have been put on a waiting list. I would have got to fish the last tournament, maybe the last 2. I would have got to fish them, but whatever. So I spent that year fishing the Red Man tournament in the Plains Division, and I did good, and I qualified for the regional and whatever. I had some success. Missed going to Red Man All-American because of a broken motor. Motor screwed up. Or I went to the Red Man So, bad luck. There is such thing. So, okay, wrap around another year. Here comes 95. So it's a fall 94, winter, whatever, 94, 95. I try again. I make that phone call first thing after the Ranger guys get their bye. And I think the last tournament, I don't remember where it was at, was open. And I, frustrated, I said, thank you, but no thank you, goodbye. 95, I just kind of, I won some stuff. Actually, I won several tournaments, had a good year, but nothing major, and I wanted to fish professionally. I did not want to be a local hero. I did not want to be a stick on Lake Ozarks or Truman. I wanted to be a national fisherman. And everything I did in my career was aimed towards that. So here I am rambling again. So anyway, come the next year, 96. Deep breath, talk to my wife, try it again. Grab that credit card, which I'd never used, I don't think, and made the phone call after the Ranger guys got their buys. And there was openings for the last tournament, which was here at Lake of the Ozarks. Here at home. 25 miles that way. And I said yes and put my deposit down. I got a phone call, I think in February, that the third tournament had opened up at Table Rock, which is 2.5 hours that way. So I said yes. I fished them both. I got to stand on stage as Ray Scott, Dewey Kendrick. Matter of fact, that Table Rock tournament was the last one Ray Scott ever officially ran as owner of B.A.S.S. He ran other tournaments. He did other weigh-ins, but that was the last one he was ever officially a part of. Interesting. I did horrible at Table Rock and won a check and won a plaque at Lake of the Ozarks, and that was that. I bought a business that year in 96, and it crippled me some. Had a fair year in 97, even bought a sponsored, had a sponsor and bought a skeeter with a 150 to fish B.A.S.S. Figured I'd build my business in 97 and get back to it late that year, and then 98 my son was born, blah, 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 lots of things. That was the end. That window shut. Did I not try? I thought I was trying pretty hard. My fishing went downhill after I started a family and business, whatever. There's a lot of things. And I was poor. I'm sitting in my beat up old truck right now and trying not to. I am not whining. I don't think. I'm complaining just the fact that politics and Ranger and boy, I still cannot fathom owning a Ranger boat. And of course, it ain't nothing like it was then anyway. I would never, no. Well, whatever. Fine boats. Bet you if you like a shower on a pretty sunny, windy day. So that's it. That short window opened and closed because I could not get into those tournaments. I could have possibly pursued Redman then FLW. I just wanted to fish B.A.S.S. I wanted to go to the Bassmasters Classic. Man, it was close. I was fishing really good those years. But that's the politics of it. And then when FLW started up with the Pro Tour, you had to have a wrapped boat to be in there. You had to have a wrapped boat. It was open entry to a degree, I think. But I remember I studied on it a little bit. You had to have a sponsored wrapped boat. That meant a national sponsor, not the local cafe or little restaurant like I owned. It had to be national. Elitist is all over that. I know what they was trying to do. I get it. Remember seeing Randy Blockett's Fujifilm boat, big old bright ugly green thing. I get it. Dion Hibden's Chevy trucks boat. I think Geek probably had that too. I don't remember. I can see those boats right now. Cool. Good for them. Good for the sport. Damn good for the sport. Not good for guys like me. So that's it. That went on way too long. I'm sorry. It's just a rambling deal. Ugly day. I try to stay positive. My boat, the only boat I have, I no bass boat yet, and not even got close the last 3 weeks. Look at my own John boat over here. It's closer. I haven't had any pre-days work. I could take it inside and work on it somewhere, but I want to work on outside in the sun. Does that make any sense? Third week of March, 24th or so, and I ain't been fishing yet. Last week of March. That's the last week. It's spring. What's wrong with me? Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I know only a handful of people are going to see this. Politics suck and they stink anywhere you go. I hate politics. I do not know what our vice president looks like. If she walked up right now, I guess I know it's her. Why did she walk up here? Makes no sense, does it? I don't know her. I don't care. I do what I do. So there you are. Thank y'all. God bless. I said, no, not very many folks are going to watch this, but that's okay. It's my musing, my rambling on a beautiful late March day. Bye, guys. God bless.